But first, paid advertisements.
Monet, ayy. With the affirmations to enjoy your day with. I am who masters me. I embody mastery. Naga's rising cavalry. The netters are my battery. I got my discipline. My source comes from within. Root chakra grounded in the cosmos so infinite. Nagas through my veins. Currencies flow through ligaments. Another netta instrument. Manifest me dividends. I'm on my mastery. Self-doubt is blasphemy. I'm the God I ask for me. Connected to my astral being. I summon other beings. All facets of me. Magician carve my meaning. My purpose is the alchemy. I am numero uno, Raishi on my mind, Lion's mane, big on sumo, Babalao aligned with Pluto. We kick back like we judo, karma licks back with Pluto. Heart on a feather, that represents my new growth. Trusting me is crucial, the God in me a do show. I'm bigger than your economics, politics, and Google. My omnipresence is the true show, all the world is stage. Allow my authentic self to be the sage. Fumigating parasites all up in my space. Cause I am who masters me. I embody mastery. I'm bigger than indoctrinations. Naga's rising cavalry. I am who masters me. I embody mastery. I'm bigger than the situation. Nettas are my battery. I am who masters me. I embody mastery. Naga's rising cavalry. The nettas are my battery.
Supreme Riser. You already know the vibes. This is Naga here. And today's topic, excuse me, is Naga's thoughts, the practice of Naga's thoughts, and Q&As. So if you would like to get in and ask some questions, come on the screen. The link is available to do so for anyone. My practices consist of truth. So a lot of times if you're watching me and you see me doing coffee in a black and mild or uploading some level of knowledge and I'm speaking specifics about the things I'm going through in my life, it's because I'm practicing to be truthful up front, no matter what my circumstances is. Majority of the time, people don't understand why you would divulge so much of your life is because life is an experience and it shouldn't be no secrets kept when you're experiencing a gift. Certain things that come from life you may want to keep secret, and I have that understanding of perplexity regardless of the fact of where I'm at as a structure to deal with life today. To practice truth is a science within its own, and it's also a burden when people are afraid to deal with such. Most people hide. I know people hide and they watch me. You know what I mean? People come on and they'll watch me for a few seconds or try to disrupt my energy with their negative perception of me because of how they feel with inside their self. That's because they don't deal with truth. This thing about truth has hindered my life as far as other people that I'm connected to. And I've always seen how truth would hinder the specifics on how you handle people, unbeknownst to the value of what you should be doing when you're dealing with people in conducive connection. So I practice truth. I practice truth whether I'm supposed to be truthful or I'm not supposed to be truthful. It really doesn't have a valid standpoint to me as far as that as a reality. I practice truth because honesty in itself is a vulnerability and liberating to most people who want to become closer to an individual or deal with lack thereof of truth in their self. They can see what it looks like if they were to be. So to become the image of that while being the heart of everything that I exist. I am love first and foremost. As a cardinal sign, I am love. And to practice the level of truth and that valid perception of understanding just makes the potential of the love that I carry, the big heart that I carry, even stronger. Once you've mastered the energy of truth on your tongue, it becomes golden. 1129, 1111. That is that is the doorway. That is what I am. I was born on the 29th. So automatically when I see these valid numbers, I understand what the angels are speaking to me. This is me walking through a doorway of understanding. And to be practical, in order to have a great understanding within your offspring, you want to be the image of this validity. Most people want to disrupt that energy because lack thereof of these energies that exist in them, and you can see by the way they move and the contentment of how they choose to agitate values of structure that is not of their own tree. I've seen people create things and create families and do not put the potential into their own tree because of their own image of who they are, but will focus all their energy on other trees because it's not what they are. And that has everything to do with the lack of truth within oneself. I can only be who I am in that true version. Most people are an illusion to the value of war and concept and comparison and competition, which none of those things are attributes of my existence. So majority of the time, I may be placed, I may be placed in some valid respect of someone's perception for their own personal gain. When in fact, when they're playing the thought pattern of their perception, they're only playing alone because of my practices. My practices allow me to strengthen the being that's given to me by the Almighty Creator of good, bad, and indifferent. The architects that weave the streams of timeline and existence. In lighter words, the founder of all things in creation. The creator that sits behind the natural law of things. So even within my spiritual connection, the spirit world of my connection, I resonate in a higher form of truth. I've stepped on so many higher forms of myself. I am a higher form. And this is not for judgment of anyone else or anyone to feel particular about their self. This is my own graduation within my own perception of my life existence. my my grace and accomplishment and success is not based on the merits of how the world perceives anything. I think the world is a fool. I think the world has consumed people of falsities, which allow them to be mindful of things that they should not even think about. Most of the world can't focus on anything longer than 5 minutes. Your mind is so congested with so many different things, you have no true focus. And ultimately, I've comprehended this value and let things play out. I used to get frustrated when attention spans wasn't large enough to have the attentiveness. But now I understand it's because the individuals may be more of the world than they are of spiritual connection. Divine says handle nothing with anger. Nothing. Divine says handle nothing with anger. Nothing. So when I see people majority of the time responding in lack thereof of truth, or i.e. within anger, I know that they are lacking within spirituality. The practices that I practice within myself are strengthened by the understanding that I know certain attributes that divine speak should be practiced. So I practice on being truth, no matter what position that I stand in, no matter how fickle it sounds to the ears. If I speak on poverty or lack of love or circumstances that may sound negative, I will speak on them on a high term and high vibration because I understand the placement of these understandings. But I know it's not me. It's not the energy that I was sent in as. It's not my innocence. It's not me as an existence or creation from the Most High. It is the potential based on the perception of the world. So I stand in that truth. Excuse me. So I stand in that truth. And because I stand in that truth, that is a particular practice of my own. You have to be mindful of people whose actions literally lie, when they are speaking some other potential. You can't be truth and then do a lie. It doesn't work in that breath. The disruption of particular energies is only based on the structure of one's potential to be other than what they are. Yeah, you're bad. You're a bad motherfucker. That's who you are. Because you can't see who you are. And everything you're supposed to be, you won't be, because you're learning how to be other than just yourself. And you like these things. You wear them as hats, coats, blouses, pants, jeans, specifics. This is who you are becoming. By the time you looked up, you have tried on every single concept of action that exists within life. And you are no longer yourself, and you are still trying to struggle to be something that you're not with your conversation, with your attributes of action, with your contempt of being worldly. The misdirection of most individuals is only to control so they can gain financial value, because the finance has actually become your God. You would rather say, no, God is, that's not, I'm this, when you had nothing to do with the existence of all things. One particular practice that I have practiced for a long time is being in the creation, sitting amongst the creation of nature. While I'm sitting amongst the creation of nature, I observe its existence. I don't prejudge and wonder why. I revel in its marvel and understand why. These are comprehensions. This is not overtaken mentality, so therefore you can explain it to the world as you see fit. Most of you, your minds are filled with so many things, you can never get a full understanding of what that is to be. So most of you will listen to me today, and it will become your new topic for your fan base. It will become your new point to try to hold up to a value, but divine is here to show you something. And what he will show you with this energy, this frequency will show you is that you are not it, because you have to maintain. And ultimately, I'm still the trap, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, whether you're coming against me, whether you're listening to me, or whether you're indifferent to what I speak, I'm still the trap, because eventually you will walk in the path of divinity in order to live correctly and see what that feels like. I don't want anything half given. I want it correctly given. And correctly given is how I will have it from the divine, because I will listen to divinity. It's not me that you're disrupting. You're just a disruption. This is your practice. This is what you do when you come to my energy to try to make yourself known. It makes you less of what you are. It doesn't draw you closer. It doesn't make you more important. It makes you less to my perception and value. I know the energies that show validity in my existence. I watch them. It doesn't make them valid, but I watch them try. And the more I see them as non-spiritual connections to divine, which I do not have to put no attention into. I nothing it. I have nothing for it, because divine said I am not of the world. And not of the world is how I shall remain. It's sad, to me anyway, because everybody's searching for the tangible, worldly aspect of what divine will be, and you will blindly go through this maze, this labyrinth of confusion into your days end, only to question divine when it's all over, to say why. And your why is only the standpoint of lack thereof of comprehension that you had years to learn. Existence upon existence upon existence, your practices were futile. It's not for me to be questioned. Divine will correct me or guide me in the direction. It's if you are willing to comprehend. I spoke about knowing a long time ago. Even within incremental science, I spoke to knowing, because knowing is not obtaining. Knowing is having the space to obtain. And how would you gain that space if everything in your mind is clogged up with everything else of the world? How can you be excited for anything if you are obtaining everything? So the simple spaces that are empty are only there. So therefore, when you do have time to experience these values, you've experienced them at their full totality. What is sex if you're always having it? What is love if you're always saying it? What is experience if you think you know everything? How can you be happy for someone if you believe your happiness is already exceeded? How do you go somewhere and have a good time when you think you are the good time? This is why you separate yourself and you sit in meditation and you have celibacy in your life and you have lack of connection to people and you have lack of experience. So therefore, you have a full experience when it takes place. To have a partner that practices celibacy with you, oh my goodness, the sex will be wonderful, especially when you're married. You give your body time to heal and remember, not making it a raceway to where your organs and your body function and the nerve endings in your body are just damaged so much, you don't know what it feels like no more. You have to extend, eventually only having sex with a tree. And then your comprehension to that value is, I need something to match me. This means you want something as bad as you are. That's the low energy. Most people don't have a precious anything. In the old days, you had two sides, things of appreciation and things of non-appreciation. Why do you need to gain so much? It's because you don't appreciate what you have. Just to say you have it is not appreciation. It's more like incarceration. You incarcerate the values of life that you believe that solidifies you as someone of a particular value. That's all. Incarceration, majority of the time, was set as a good thing for certain people who were criminally minded because they would get a chance to separate from those thoughts and sit alone. And as they sit alone, they would start to value things that had more of a higher vibration in their life that they just particularly didn't pay attention to when they had the chance. So when they came home, this is what they focused on. Divine is allowance in every way, shape, and form that will bring you to the understanding of what you should deal with, even if you see it as something that you should or should not deal with, regardless of the fact. This is what divine will do. The mastermind, the true architect of all things in the universe, the true clock builders of time and space, the time weavers of existence, that has mastered and structured everything into existence to understand why they have a placement. Most individuals have come down to a space in their reality to where you are only feeling everything and feeling it over and over and over and over and over and over to where you don't even know how to feel it anymore. Only thing there's left for you is to use blame. It wasn't good because of this person. I beg to differ. That had everything to do with your involvement to everything within space and time. You wanted to be involved in everything. You wanted to touch everything, control everything, which at that ultimate point, you left yourself unavailable to actually truly experience anything. I would always question in certain people's relationships, family, job attributes, or anything that they did, and I would hear them say how much they have done it and told the stories, and I would ultimately ask myself, why didn't you just wait? Why didn't you give yourself space and time when you had these things? Even when I was a grower, I wouldn't just obtain and smoke tons and tons of weed because I could. I was happy to examine and study the plant and learn more about it. Majority of the time, it was just the fact of having it that allowed me to explore the values of really what it was. It had nothing to do with smoking. You would partake of food, but you don't eat food every hour of the day. Like if you eat food every hour of the day, you become a glutton. So that's with anything in existence. You have to give yourself time and space to experience these things at their full totality. And the only way you're going to do that, unless you do not put all your time into it. There's frequencies with everything, and when you draw close to whatever circumstance, that shows your level of the connection to that frequency. How do you think you even become scared if somebody pops out and says "boo"? It's because you wasn't expecting it, and you get a body rush, automatically saying to yourself, "Dang, I was scared." But then the mind plays a role, and people start to take things in a different perception to the value. I shouldn't have been scared. I'm not this, I'm not that. A healthy fear is good because it allows true experience. To be afraid is something different. I'm not afraid of anything. I'm not afraid of experiencing anything in this world. I expect to experience things in this world. And that's how I think we all should be, with an open mind, being able to accept one's perception of how they have had the opportunity to experience. So many things that I have experienced in this lifetime already. I've done it so many times at this moment. I pray to divine just to have those things once again, even if they were simple, because I long for it. It's almost like having celibacy to experience. This is why I say things like, you ask for these things, but yet you're not ready for them. They take a level of separation to get to where I am mentally. So when you ask for the things that I have, you must be ready to be separate from them. You must be ready to be deprived of them. You must be ready to be celibate to life and be comfortable with it. What is your focus like? Can you focus on just one thing? Or will your mind always be clogged up with so many focuses? This is a short understanding of the practices of Naga's thoughts. Question and answers are available if you would like to comment or come on the stream. I'm pretty sure most won't, because I have energies that exist that do not want me to be heard, but I will share this on my Facebook. I will share this. I wish I could share it on TikTok and Instagram as well, but it's not, I don't think they have that for a live stream. You only lose the edge inside of your relationship because you want to absorb everything in it. Marking your territory and being controlling is only a part ties to animalistic mentality. It has nothing to do with the reality of true unconditional love. Love is freeing. Love is allowance. Love lets things be. If it wants to leave, that is love. If it is fed up and it cannot deal, you let it be fed up and it cannot deal. That is love. Love is not the clash of the vibration. That is sadistic. That is overindulgent. Love is not damaging or withholding or holding back. That is not love. Most people will never understand the frequencies of these true values. This is why they are lost within life. And ultimately, you have come to some conclusion that you're ending your spirit replaced somewhere where you can consider yourself to be bad. This is condemning yourself naturally. You will condemn yourself by your own actions, even if you do not speak condemnation over your life. Your actions are condemning you. And this is something that you are coming to grips with. This is why people do more and more things that separate them from learning what divine is truly about. As much as I'm covered over or tried to be hidden so people can't see, I know I'm hidden in plain sight for all to obtain, just like divine is. It's the doorway to a doorway, the gateless gate, the place you must come in order to reach a higher space within yourself. And if you do not see this as a reality, you are only playing with your existence and setting yourself up to have another one, ultimately coming back into this life to say, damn, why do I have so much deja vu? Why does this feel like I've been here before? Because you have, over and over and over again, because you don't learn. and you waste your time. You waste your time on overindulging, being a glutton to what life could have to offer. There is two ways to obtain. There is two ways to understand. There is two ways to experience. You can overindulge, or you can live a life of constant pleasure by giving it space and time to breathe. Allow it to breathe. Fear does not allow anything to breathe. Most people think they have to take their opportunity to get what they can get now. And they show a level of hate and disapproval. And they say, I'm this and I'm that. You will never have it long term. You will only burn out the spark that allows it to turn on. And this is what most of you are going through now. You've burned out the spark. You don't know how to take time and look at the things of precious beginnings and graceful endings. You have indulged in life so much to where your body cannot even heal anymore. This is your fault. Now you're mad at the world. When you see people happy, you're mad at people who can become even more happier. You're mad at yourself because you didn't take the opportunity to be patient with every good thing that has ever come into your life. You've wanted it so much, you just could not control yourself. Don't you think divine knows these things? So the setup is to have you bombarded with everything just to see if you will do the right thing with it. Divine only gives you the opportunity to have things to see if you will do the right thing with it. It's not a such thing as control. People who seek control, they only fail at the end because they chose it. Life is scary that way. So with that, I'll end this live stream and say, make space for the greater things. So therefore, you can get a true experience on what these things have to offer. Get out of your own way. First and foremost, comprehend what that is. All praise due to the Most High. Naga.
With the affirmations to enjoy your day with. I am who masters me. I embody mastery. Naga's rising cavalry. The netters are my battery. I got my discipline. My source comes from within. Root chakra grounded in the cosmos so infinite. Nagas through my veins. Currencies flow through ligaments. Another netta instrument. Manifest me dividends. I'm on my mastery. Self-doubt is blasphemy. I'm the God I ask for me. Connected to my astral dream. I summon other beings. All facets of me. Magician carve my meaning. My purpose is the alchemy. I am numero uno, Raishi on my mind, lion's mane, big on sumo, Babalao aligned with Pluto. We kick back like we judo, karma licks back with Pluto. Heart on a feather, that represents my new growth. Trusting me is crucial, the God in me a do show. I'm bigger than your economics, politics, and Google. My omnipresence is the true show, all the world is stage. Allow my authentic self to be the sage. Fumigating parasites all up in my space. Cause I am who masters me. I embody mastery. I'm bigger than indoctrinations. Naga's rising cavalry. I am who masters me. I embody mastery. I'm bigger than the situation. Nettas are my battery. I am who masters me. I embody mastery. Naga's rising cavalry. The nettas are my battery.